What's up, everyone? It's your girl. I am Kaya, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're talking Baddies Gone Wild Reunion Part 2. Definitely a wild fucking reunion, okay? Let me tell you. There was literally, like, barely any dialogue. This episode was, like, 45 minutes. And I think about, like, 35 minutes of the episode was them fighting. And then the remaining 5 minutes was them having some kind of dialogue. It felt like I was watching a reunion of Now That's TV. Like, that's literally... It felt like I said... on my Baddies episodes, it feels like South Central Baddies. This whole reunion, they fought from beginning to the end. So I'm letting you guys know in advance. I have the episode playing in the background in case I missed something. There was so many squabbles, y'all. It was hard to keep up. But I was thoroughly entertained. You know, I was thoroughly entertained by this reunion. It was just like a lot of fighting, but it's kind of hard to break down a reunion when there's nothing but fights, because the only thing you can talk about is the fights. And there was a little bit of dialogue, so hopefully, like, you know, I can get that under control. So I'm letting you guys know right now, if I'm a little discombobulated when I'm trying to talk about this stuff, it's because I'm trying to break down everything that happened. I'm not going to break down every single one of the fights, because a lot of them was kind of, like, pointless. I'm just going to break down the really, really big ones when people got their asses beat really bad. So I'm going to talk about those. So before we get into all that, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers that I got along the way. Baddies Gone Wild is coming to an end. I think I heard that they're getting to season 2. I'm not sure. I think that's what I heard. So we're gonna see. Maybe I'm gonna be back for season 2. Hopefully we don't need all these bitches back for another season. Get us a whole bunch of brand new bitches, then we can talk about something. But that's all I got for you guys for this intro. So let's go ahead and break down this goddamn reunion, okay? Y'all, let's go ahead and get into this reunion part 2. So it opens up like how it ended last week with Cupcake, you know, trying to prove that she was born a woman and she's not a man, because everyone thought she was. Now she whips out her vajayjay like she did last week. Now, like I said, you either have a tiny Vienna sausage penis, and because I heard they said it was a lot of hair around it, so she had like a tiny Vienna sausage penis that she was able to tuck in there, or she got some surgery in her time and she was able to get it chopped off, or she went on Amazon and got her coochie pocket. That's what I'm gonna say. Now, you know, but because I'm just saying, like, those pictures of her when she was younger, very questionable, and the fact that her voice is so damn deep, and she's built like a motherfucking linebacker. She's built like Crunk from The Emperor's New Groove, big on the top and tiny on the bottom. Like, and again, her voice is deep as fuck. So I'm just saying, you know, maybe she is. Maybe she's just a really masculine born woman. But the jury's still out because your coochie was hairy. So unless we see it all shaved and I actually see that, we're gonna put a little pin in that, because I'm still not convinced. All right. And then they talk more about Coco. Did I say Coco? Sorry, Cupcake. And if I said Coco beginning, I actually meant Cupcake, but Coco comes a little bit later. So they talk about Cupcake and like how her experience was on the show. Now, I'm going to say this because I'm going to like try to get by this as much as I possibly can without getting fucking upset, because she brings up this cancer thing again. Okay, so that's what I remember. I remember like I didn't like Cupcake because I kept thinking that she was very weird or something like that, but I kept forgetting as to why I did not like her. And now it brought up why I didn't like her. At the beginning of the season, when she talked about this whole cancer thing, she's saying that she says she had cancer. But then she says, cancer run in my family. I did have cancer. Like, she said that she had some kind of like surgery or something before coming on the show. Like, bitch, what cancer did you have? Because I remember I went really hard on this. And then I forgot I think it was Oxy, the girl, because when she sat down on the show and told all the girls that she possibly had cancer, or she had like a cancer scare or something like that, to the caliber that she thinks she has cancer or some shit like that, that a lot of people thought she was using it to cop pleas as to not to fight, which is why people thought she was born a man. But when Oxy confronted her on that, she said, do you have it, yes or no? Then she gonna say, if I'm remembering correctly, if I'm not, correct me in the comments, then she went on to say that she didn't go to a doctor. She just assumed. That's what I remember. I remember she had, when Oxy confronted her, she said something to the caliber of that a doctor didn't tell her that. She just assuming because she like, I guess, like, you know, had like a bad flu or some shit like that, and she went and go get checked out, and then she never got her results back. And I said it then, I'm gonna say it again now. Cancer is a very serious fucking thing. And also it really pissed me off tonight when she talking about something. Yeah, cancer runs in my family. Okay, just because it runs in your family doesn't necessarily mean you gonna get it. There's cancer that runs in my family. I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm destined to get it. That's something you never want to wish on somebody, but you never know what that holds. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get cancer because it runs in my family. Because you can be that one person who can't get it, but you gotta stop assuming shit like that. And like I was trying to say, unless you go to a fucking doctor and they sit you down and they tell you, yes, you have this, then that's what you can go off. But you assuming and you talking about some, oh yes, in my family, and yeah, I think I got a lump on here, and I think it could be cancerous and all this other kind of stuff. So why do you have to bring that up? Why the fuck are you lying? Because you said you had it. So you had it at some point. You was able to get a cure. Like, and if that's the thing, what kind of cancer do you have, sis? That's what I'm talking about. Like, Cupcake, you just keep doing all this weird ass shit that I'm not fucking with you on. And then the fact that you went and brought this cancer thing up again really pissed me the fuck off. Because you said you had it, saying how it runs in your family. But on the show, you said that you wasn't diagnosed. You said you didn't go to a doctor. You just assumed because she went for some kind of checkup and she thought that what she had could be very serious, where it could have been cancer. But it's like that's why you don't assume shit like that was something that serious. Like I always say, unless a doctor sits you down and says you have this, stop going around saying that you have this, because there's people out here that actually have that and they struggling through it. And you over here saying, oh, I think I have it, I think I have it. And then when you don't have it, you want to start acting a fool. It's like, I don't like that. So Cupcake, you really pissed me off about that. I hope we doing a part 3, which I don't understand why we got a part 3 of this fucking reunion. I hope this is the last time we ever see you, because that, you bringing that back up pissed me the hell off. And we're going to move on from that one. But yeah, Cupcake, get your life. Get your life. So then after we got off Cupcake, her, you know what, they bring out Coco. And everybody booed her. Respectfully, because Coco, you a weak ass bitch. And they just talk about it. She told something, oh, I just have haters, people hating because I'm in here and they're in the audience. It's like, bitch, we just don't like you. And I'm pretty sure this is the last time we're gonna see you. I don't see Natalie reaching out and bringing you on another season of Baddies Gone Wild or the flagship Baddies. Honey, go over there now. That's TV. They'll take you. Yeah, go over there. So then before they bring everyone else out, they start talking to all the girls who are already out there, which is on top of my head, let me see. It's Hurricane, TT, Glossa, Rella's, Cupcake, Coco, and somebody else, some other people. But those are the main ones. So they talk about how would they have done anything different. So they asked TT. TT like kind of gets some like bullshit answer, talking about some I think she had said something to the degree of she wouldn't change nothing. She just said she's glad that she stood up for her girl or something. Then Janisha comes out and says, and thank you, Janisha. Janisha says, you kept jumping in too much stuff. And you did. You jumped in people's shit that had nothing to do with you. And I think that's not the reason I didn't like TT. It's because, first of all, like her constantly trying to pick a fight with Bahati. Like you really picked a fight with Bahati on the first day y'all was in there. Then you held on to that. And then the person that you really need to get your issue out with, Daisy, who whooped your ass all across that bedroom, you never got your one up with Daisy, but you wanted to go and like get all your energy on Bahati and jump into everybody else's beef. You definitely did that. So TT started saying, oh, if my bitch is fighting, I fight. Which, okay, if your bitches are fighting, but the thing is, it was a whole bunch of one-on-ones that you kept involving yourself in. You kept involving yourself in other people's beefs. You kept involving yourself in other people's conversation that had something that had absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, no one asked for your 2 cents. No one asked for your lip. And that's really what started getting me off of TT first off, when she was punking and trying to punking away from Daisy, but wanted to keep fighting Bahati. Then you jumping in everybody else's stuff, and then when you tried to jump, and then you jumped and hit Erica with that damn brush when Erica didn't do nothing to you. That's where I started slowly not liking you, and everyone didn't like you because you corny, and then you cried over a fucking chain. Not making sense, sweetheart. But yeah, TT is standing firm on that she gonna ride for her bitches. So yeah, she gonna ride for her bitches. So then they asked Hurricane M if she would have done something different. And she said that she wished she would have explained her issues with Jaden more on the show to understand, because people was she said that how everyone thought that she came on the show to beef with Jaden. I don't necessarily think she came. I never thought that she was gonna come on the show to beef with Jaden. I feel like it's crazy how you two got these have history, and now y'all two are on this show. Y'all have history from 2 years ago that you were saying, and all of a sudden you guys are on the same show. Like, it just seemed very like producer manipulated, because that they put both of y'all on the season and y'all got some prior beef and everything like that. That's what came to me. But I never thought you wanted to come on the show to get your beef out with Jaden. But she says that her and Jaden, like, she squashed her beef with Jaden 2 years ago, again, 2 fucking years ago, and y'all, it was something so stupid. But anyways, she brushed her beef off with Jaden 2 years ago. They were cool before they had to start filming, and then Jaden was telling Oxy and other people that Em was trying to fight her mom because her mom had said the N-word. And Hurricane Em said that never happened. Like, we don't know, and I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I've been tired of this Jaden and Hurricane Em beef since the very beginning. It's tiring. And then Hurricane Em said that never was the issue. So that's the reason why she was upset with Jaden, because, you know, we was just cool, but yet you're talking shit about me, saying I tried to do this, this, and this. So in the middle of why she's saying that, Jaden's backstage. She says, "Shut the fuck up." And Hurricane Em says, "You know what? Come on stage. That's why I beat your ass all season. Come on stage." So they bring in, I really wish they would have did this one by one, because we know who they really was cheering for was Bahati. So they bring out that little clique. They bring out Bahati, Oxy, Jaden, and Shay. And when they came on stage, everybody was cheering for the Bahati. I think this is the first time we saw everybody in that audience stand the fuck up, because everybody else prior to that, they was booing, except for Janellis. I think Janellis had some fans too. But everybody was cheering Bahati's name, which I love, because I love me some Bahati. I loved her ever since episode 1. I love this for her. And and them hoes was so mad when everyone was cheering on Bahati, and I loved every fucking second of it. And I can't wait till next week when they say Bahati's won the 50K. And they faces after she wins that 50K. I'm so ready for that. Oh yeah, so they come on stage, and immediately it goes the fuck down. Now, it was a big ass brawl up until like the last 10-ish minutes, okay? So bear with me, I'm gonna break down everything that happened. Come on stage immediately, Oxy and Emery, they start to fighting. And baby, when I tell you, I think they fought like twice. Oxy tore Emery up. Emery, I don't know what happened to your hand, sister, but this reunion was not the business for you, honey. You was getting your ass whooped. And then after them ass whooping she got, because she got ass whooped by Shay later. After all them ass whoopings you got, sister, she stayed quiet. Like, we didn't hear from that bitch again. Like, that was the first time, because typically Emery don't know how to shut the fuck up. She always got something to say. This is the first time that she's ever been shut the fuck up, because, honey, after an ass whooping like that, honey, I would have shut the fuck up too, okay? And that was just like a whole melee of everybody fighting. So Shay is fighting Gloss Up, whooped her ass again. Like, Gloss Up, you cannot fight at all, honey. I don't know. I don't listen to Gloss Up's music, so I don't know if she be rapping about like beating bitches' asses and being that bitch when it comes to fighting and all that kind of stuff. But she is lying in them raps unless someone's writing it for her. Just saying. And Jaden is fighting. I think Jaden is fighting TT, and then Bahati tries to jump in, and then Coco tries to lick her and fails. It is a big ass melee that's going on, okay? Yeah, just everybody whooping everybody, okay? So another quick fight, I think I had just mentioned it. Shay and Emery fight. Because now Emery just got ass beat by Oxy. I got her ass whooped, right? Her and Shay go in here, like, I'm telling you, Shay beat Emery's ass. Like, I don't know. I think the only person, if I remember correctly, the only person that Emery fought in the house was Jaden. And she fought somebody else. I just can't think off the top of my head who she fought in the house. But she was doing somewhat of her big one in the house. But, honey, at this reunion, Emery, you look bad. Like, honey, people were trying to say that she had the best hands in the house. It's because she was fighting weak-ass people. Because, honey, Oxy and Shay, them two can fight. And they whooped your ass. Like, Oxy was slinging Emery around. And Shay was punching the shit out of Emery. Like, I felt them hits through the TV. If I felt them hits through the TV, I know you felt them hits, too. Okay? It was crazy. It was cool with you. And then what the fuck else happened? Yo, it was so much that went down. Let me think. Oh, can I point out something? Because I'm going to forget. TT, I don't know what the fuck TT was on. I don't know if she's on that. I don't know if she's on that Leslie or if she's on that Jocelyn special. But this bitch just kept hopping around. Like, she literally was flying everywhere across that stage. Every time a fight was going on, all of a sudden we see this little TT comes and just flies like a flying ass squirrel. Like, bitch, can you sit the fuck down somewhere? Like, I understand, like, it's crazy and adrenaline's up, but I ain't never seen somebody act like this at a reunion. And if they did, I just not remember from, like, my recollection of a lot of these recent reunions, I've never seen someone do stuff like that. That bitch was hopping from here to there, from hither to thither. Like, this bitch was just running across the stage trying to get to every fucking bitch. And a lot of times she was doing that, but she wasn't really doing shit. Like, you just running and jumping on people, and then you low-key get your ass beat. Like, she ran on, I think it was Oxy. Like, she ran on top, jumped on top of Oxy, and then Oxy turned around, was tagging her head in. Like, girl, it's crazy. But at some point, they're able to somewhat calm the situation down. Like, they had points where they was able to calm the situations down, and then somebody would just end up, mainly TT, would just run up and just hit somebody, and it went crazy. So they was able, at some point, they were able to get these situations calmed down, right? All of a sudden, we hear this suspenseful ass music, and they kept pinning over the cupcake, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why they kept doing that. And then, and I totally forgot, I remember in the trailer, the Baddies snuck her, and I remember hearing about that, but after watching it, I wasn't putting the pieces together. So for a while, they're trying to get everybody calmed down because it was just a big ass brawl that just happened, right? So we hear this dun 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 dun. They zoom over the cupcake. Bahati comes out of nowhere and just beats the shit out of cupcake. Like, I'm telling you, just beating her head in. And then we have another thing again. TT run over there trying to do something again. We see Jaden is trying to I think she's trying to hit Cupcake. Rilla, I don't know where the fuck she been at, but she finally jumped in and do something. And Isaiah J, which shout out to Isaiah J. Isaiah J kept calling out Rella, saying how she wasn't doing something. Like, she act like she was trying to do something, but she really wasn't. Like, how everybody, your quote-unquote friends, get in the field, and you just sitting back there doing nothing. It's like you're running up, but you know security's gonna stop you, so you're trying to pump fake, because we know Rella's not really about that life. Just saying. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't like, I don't like Cupcake. So, good for you, Bahati, because that was actually kind of funny. Like, a Cupcake, sweetheart, I don't know what the fuck you was doing, but honey, if you don't understand, this is enemy territory, and you was on the side of the house of the bitches that don't like you, so you should have kept your head on a motherfucking swivel, okay? So yeah, that happened, and then they get separated. Oh, at one point, I don't know if this was before or after Cupcake and Bahati's issues, TT got jumped by all four of them bitches. All four of them jumped her. Oxy, Shay, Bahati, and Jaded all jumped TT. So TT, and honest, and I don't feel bad. TT, you was jumping bitches all season, and you tried to jump Daisy backstage last episode. So a jump was needed, and it was definitely had, honey, and you got your ass beat. Okay. So then again, they're able to separate and calm everything down. They let Cupcake in because Cupcake is mad that she got snuck, and rightfully so. You know, you got snuck. You know, even though I don't care that you got snuck, but then they let Cupcake and Bahati get their one-on-ones in the middle. Bahati tore Cupcake's ass up. Now Cupcake, you was just big. I hate bitches that are just big for nothing. Like, Bahati weighs like 90 pounds soaking wet, and you let her slang you on that ground. That was so crazy. And the one thing that's crazy about this whole entire reunion that doesn't happen on the flagship Baddies, they let these bitches fight. Like, they literally let Cupcake and Bahati fight for so long. They let Janela's, whoever she was fighting, they let her fight for so long. They was letting Oxy, well, I don't think they was really letting Oxy fight for that long, because Oxy was really tearing them. But they let Shay and Emery fight go on for so long. They let Jaden and, I forgot who she fought later on, fight. Bro, they let them fight. Like, that's so crazy. And I really wish they let them do this on flagship Baddies so we can see who's really getting their asses beat. I hate when they split it up in 2.5 seconds and we really can't tell a good winner. But yeah, that happened. Cupcake got her ass whooped, and I think that's the last Cupcake fights this reunion. Because honey, after she whooped your ass in the house, and on this reunion stage, you got whooped by the fan favorite. It's good to sit on down. Like, but I understand why you had to get your issue out, because she did sneak you. But honey, you wasn't angry enough because you let her beat your ass. Crazy, right? So then, shit, what else happened? Oh, we get Rella's wants to fight Jaden because they jumped TT like a couple minutes ago. So they call each other out. Everyone's like, okay, because Isaiah J is saying how Rella's, you not doing nothing. You still have the same wig on. Everyone else has these wigs off. It was bonnets. Every bitch had a bonnet on. Like, it was so fucking crazy. Yeah. So Jaden and Rella, they squared, right? And it's taking a long ass time because I don't think they necessarily scared of each other, but we know Jaden is not a fighter, and we know Rella pops it like she's a fighter, but we know she can't fight. So they are both squaring up, and they are taking the longest time to get with each other. And I had to literally like fast forward, because I'm like, I'm tired of sitting and watching them square up. Like, what the fuck? When the action coming? So after like 15 to 20 seconds watching in real time, I don't know in real time how long that was, they finally fight. Jaden, girl, you've been learning some stuff. This is the best fight that Jaden ever had throughout her whole entire Baddies Gone Wild experience, because in the house, I don't know what was going on with sister, but the bitch, She was not winning at all. But I was proud of Jaden. I was proud. She did her shit. She told Rella up. Rella, you just can't fight. And it's just you're so tiny. But I can't say that because it's tiny people that can't fight. Because TT is tiny too, and she knows how to fight. It's just as Rella. I just don't think you really about that life. I think you probably grew up a certain way, and then you grew up in New York, someplace in New York where you had a lot of money and a lot of green grass and a lot of gates, and then throughout life you started hanging around a certain group of people and they came from a certain life and you wanted to be part of that life too, and you trying to convince us that you really about that shit and you're really not. And that's okay. You guys don't have to grow like I grew up at that point too, where I was in the hood and I was around a lot of hard people. And then at one point in my life, I wasn't necessarily in the hood, but I was in like a middle class, kind of suburban, but not like rich and everything like that. And I'm not claiming to be like, I'm said at one point in my life, I grew up that way, and I ain't been that way in like 20 years now. I'm 26, about to turn 27. So I'm not trying to claim to be about that life. I just said, yeah, that's how I grew up. But when I'm at some point in my life, when I wasn't around them people anymore, I became a different person, and I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to claim to be about it because, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, really, just that it's okay that you just can't fight, honey. You're a semi-pretty girl, and just do your shit and do it that way. But stop trying to come here and act like you this hard bitch when we know you're not. Because, honey, you got whooped by Janelle's, and Janelle's can't even fight. Okay? But after that happens, the crowd is like screaming Jada because they all happy and everything like that. So they finally are able to have all these bitches sit down, because these bitches has not been able to sit down since this reunion has started. Excuse me. So they finally got everyone to sit down, and they just trying to figure out, what's the beef. So they just going back and forth about what's the beef. They talk about Jaden and Rella's because they're confused as to why they're beefing. Rella said the only reason why she wanted to fight Jaden is because Jaden and her crew jumped TT when they came out here. Okay, rightfully so. But then Jaden says, well, y'all was jumping all season 2, so why is it bad when we do it? They have a point too. It's like y'all bitches were jumping the tag teaming on hoes, especially when y'all did it to Bahati and Erica. And when y'all did it to Shay Oxy. Y'all bitches have been jumping all season long, and now you got a problem with someone else does it? Hypocrites, right? So then Bahati jumps in and says, well, what about when TT jumped me? What about when you jumped me when TT fought me? I think when either Bahati was fighting TT and Rellas jumped in, or when Bahati was fighting Rellas and TT jumped in at some point in the season. So then TT hears her name getting brought up, so she stands up and she wants to fight Bahati, right? She runs over there. Bahati got TT on that couch, and she went in on TT. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, TT, you should have really sat on down. And something I noticed, because Jaden did this like 1, 2, or 3 times this whole entire reunion. Every time, like, somebody, mainly TT, would run over there and like fight one of her crew members, like, she literally would hit them and then sit right back down. And it's like, how was nobody coming after Jaden when that happens? But I kept thinking it was so funny, because literally when TT went over there to go fight Bahati, Jaden hits TT in the back of her head and sits right down like this. Then I think when TT did it later, or when somebody else fought her, I forgot who that was, she went and hit that person and sat right back down. It was like, I think this one was Daisy. When Daisy came out later and fought Bahati, I think Jaden hit Daisy and sat right back down. It was like, oh my God. But yeah, that happened. TT, you got beat up by Bahati. I'm sorry, you did. And then they get separated. Then they just basically talk about the beefs and like where they stand and everything like that. Shay's talking about her experience in the house. Bahati's talking about her experience in the house and how like the fans love her and everything like that. So then damn, what happened after that? Oh, I think at some point, this is when Natalie comes out. Yeah, Natalie comes out bearing goods, because they all are arguing, and then Natalie just comes out just bearing goods. That was like very awkward and very weird. Like, it seemed like it was like really weird to happen. Like, Natalie, you really was not needed, and you was only needed when they had to announce who got third chain and who's getting the 50K. But this, you trying to like come out mid show giving gifts and all this kind of shit, like, Natalie, we didn't need to see you. We really did not need to see you. Okay, but that happens. So then at some point Daisy gets brought up, and then Bahati says, fuck that bitch and all this kind of stuff, and how she doesn't like Daisy and everything. So they asked Bahati like about her and Daisy's beef and everything like that, and about how Bahati had leaked her address, but she said she didn't leak her address. She leaked her phone number. Now, again, I wasn't caught up with a lot of the beefs that was happening with the Baddies Gone Wild girls. I really didn't keep up with it at some point in time, because my mind and everything was elsewhere, so I didn't really care about the beefs that was going on online. But apparently Bahati said she leaked Daisy's phone number, because Daisy was going around saying, and I think I remember hearing this, but I didn't know that Bahati had responded to it, that Daisy was going around saying that Bahati was fucking one of the Zeus security guards, Xavier. You guys know that big, fat, stanky, slop-ass security that always be around. and be falling all over the place. And she said that Bahati was sleeping with him. And that's why Bahati's fights always kept getting broken up or some shit like that she was trying to say. I don't know what Daisy's point was saying that. And I'm like, when she said that, I said, honey, I know Bahati ain't stooping that low. Because if you're going to do it, because they have other cute ass security guards that she could have slept with. But honey, but that dude, like him, ew. And it surprised me that they actually talked about it. That's what's crazy to me, because whenever there's like some kind of scandalous going on, well, the flagship baddies, they make sure to edit that shit out, because you know they don't want to be talking about Anna and Lemmy and Scotty and Lemmy and all this other kind of shit, Natalie and Lemmy. They don't like talking about it. They will edit that shit out. So the fact that they really put that into the show, that apparently that rumors came out that she was sleeping with one of the security guards, was so fucking crazy. And they actually asked him, and he said that never happened. He said this is a blessing having this job, and he would never cross that line. I'm glad that you say that, but it's other producers and security guards who have done worse. Because remember when Rolly said she paid a security guard to go down on her? So trust me, it ain't just innocent over there at Zeus. It'd be some Diddy freak offs over there just saying. But he did. They say they didn't. Bahati said they did it, and I don't believe it. I just don't believe that Bahati would really stoop that low. Because like I don't understand what sleeping with him would bring. It's like you sleeping with a security guard, that's not gonna bring you back on another season. Like just saying Bahati wasn't the fan favorite, I don't see that bringing you back on another season. He's a security guard. It's not like you fucking Lemuel. It ain't like you sleeping with Natalie. This is a security guard. It's not Big Ant. It's just one of the security guards. So yeah, I don't believe that. I don't know why Daisy would kind of say this, but Daisy, if you ever made a rumor about me sleeping with some fat sloppy ass motherfucker, I would do worse than you, bitch. I would go find out where you live, and I would personally beat your ass, okay? But she leaked the phone number. Glad she didn't leak the address, because you know Daisy do got kids. But honey, leak that phone number and have people blow that bitch phone up, okay? Yeah, so that happened. So then they move on to the next situation. All right, so yeah, so they move on to the next situation. Now, mind you, in a sense, now they keep flashing to Daisy backstage. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot Daisy is not on stage when all this melee was going on. She's not on stage, and neither is Janelle's. I don't know, because they were scared that those two was gonna keep fighting, but those two was backstage majority of this goddamn reunion. So that's because they're talking about Bahati and the security guard about Daisy starting that rumor. So I don't know if they were trying to bring Daisy on stage, or she just ran the fuck up on stage, right? So Daisy comes on stage and immediately runs after Bahati. Now, I love Bahati, but Daisy got you. Daisy got Bahati in a position on that couch and started going in on her head. It was crazy. It was so crazy. It was crazy. And then when they're getting separated by security, Daisy spits. I cannot stand bitches that spits during a fight. Like, spit is the utmost, most disgusting, nastiest thing you could ever fucking do to somebody. I don't respect people that spit. I don't like it at all. And Daisy, knowing how your mouth is, you spit on me, bitch. That was disgusting. Like, she literally spat on her, and I was like, Daisy, this is why we don't like you. Well, this is why I don't like. Well, not the spitting, because I already stopped liking you months ago, bitch. But then the spitting, like, girl, even after I was just like kind of sort of on your side last episode, now I'm totally off you. And I heard she gets jumped next week. Jump that bitch. Jump her. I don't give a fuck, okay? Jump that bitch. Yeah, so they get separated, right? And, you know, they trying to, like, calm everything down. Now, one thing that Daisy always do, like, she always keeps herself open to get snuck. Like, girl, Bahati already did this to you in the house when you had your back turned to her, and she was able to get you. So Daisy's over there by the audience. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. She was trying to get something fixed on her. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, Bahati goes over there and starts minking her in the back of her head. Bahati got you. Now, Bahati, she got you. So Daisy gets round one. Bahati got round two. It was crazy. It was so crazy. It was crazy. So they get separated. They go a third round. And honestly, truthfully though, I want to say it was a tie, because they went in, they both were hitting each other in the head, and then they fell on the ground. And of course, security is trying to separate them and break them apart. If people want to give it, I can see people wanting to give it to Daisy, but me personally, I want to give it a tie. I really want to give it a tie. But Daisy, I would say Daisy won the first round, Bahati won the second round, and the third round was a tie. It was a tie. So everything calmed down. All of a sudden, we jump backstage. Cupcake talking about something. She wants to go. She crying, saying she wants to leave. Go home. We don't need you here. So then, again, Janelle's is backstage. So they want to bring Janelle's out because she's just been backstage this whole time. So right when she comes out, she immediately goes for Shay, and Janelle, she got beat up by Shay. I'm sorry. You got beat up by Shay. Still love you, girl. But yeah, Janelle's got beat up by Shay. And it's like, damn, Janelle's like, honey, every time Janelle's can't even sit down without coming on stage and getting into a fight. Like, it's been crazy. But like I said before, like, all you bitches that be fighting Janelle's, I don't know if this bitch just don't have scars. She just can't get any bruising because this bitch had yet to get any kind of black eyes or scratches or something. Like, she looks very much untouched. And it's just crazy to me. It's crazy. Then, they trying to separate everybody and trying to calm all that situation down. TT and Jaden are fighting. I don't know. I think because TT feels kind of way because Jaden jumped her. But the fight really was nothing because, again, TT so damn hyperactive and just hopping all over the place. It's like, girl, I really need you to calm it down some notches, okay? Calm it down some notches, okay? So then we sat down and we talked. Mind you, I want to point this out. I don't think I heard Ming speak a word at all. Like, they kept flashing over to Ming. She literally is sitting on that couch like this the whole time, watching all this stuff go down. Ming, why did you come? You could have stayed home. Ming, I don't know if she's going to say something in part 3, but Ming literally was not existing this whole, I don't think I heard her peep a word. I don't think I heard that. But then, yeah, so we move on to the next. All right, y'all, so we finally getting towards the ending of this reunion. Whew, it was a lot, y'all. It was a lot going on. It was too much fighting and having to break this shit down. It's giving me a little bit of a headache, but I made it. We just got a couple more moments. All right, so at the end, they sit down. This is the one of many times where there's dialogue and not fighting going on. So Isaiah wants to ask a question to Oxy. He says that Oxy, about how she fought Glossa for them coming into the rooms the first time and moving the beds when Shay and Jaden was in the room and everything like that. And then they asked her, well, why, when TT came in there and flipped y'all beds over, why was you standing right there just watching her? Oxy went so ahead and say, oh, she was confused because she thought her and TT are cool. And he asked the same shit. I'm thinking, like, honey, how the fuck are we cool? If I'm going to be flipping your bed, how am I cool if I'm coming in here flipping your beds and fucking up your room and everything like that? And this just solidified what the way Oxy was trying to explain it. She thought how she was cool with all of them and all that kind of stuff. And she was just mad that they didn't accept her. She wanted to be accepted by that side so bad. That's why she fought for Rellis. Fought Erica for Rellis when Erica hit Rellis with that battery pack. The fact how she was always like trying to be all kiki and all thing with them. Oxy wanted to be cool with that side of the house. Like, she wanted to be cool with Gloss Up. She wanted to be cool with Ming. She wanted to be cool with Rella. She wanted to be cool with them bitches. And when they didn't fuck with her like that and want her out of the house, it just probably took her by surprise. So she had no choice but to flock to that side. So it's like, honey, did you even really like Shade and Jay and Bahati? Because, honey, it seems like you really want to be friends with the other side of the house and you just mad. But it's like, honey, the fans love you because you're against that whole, well, I don't love you. Well, the fans semi-like you, even though you did some weird shit when it comes to Erica. But the fans that do like you because you're not on that side of the house. You're against the bitches that they don't like. So that was very weird. And that's what I felt like to me, like, Oxy, you literally stood right there when TT ran in your room and flipped y'all beds over. And you didn't do nothing about it. But you were so quick to fight Gloss Up. Like, and I believe that you would have whooped TT's ass, so I don't know why you just didn't do it, but she kept telling how I thought we were cool. Well, why didn't you ask her right then and there? Because based on what the clip showed, it didn't seem like you asked her that. You just sat there and watched. And she was sitting here talking shit about you. So, honey, how am I going to be cool with you? And I'll come, like, anybody I'm cool with, I'm not going to go in there and fuck up your stuff and pick on you. Like, are you stupid? Like, girl, Oxy, say that shit to somebody that's minded, because I'm not, okay? It's just you just making an excuse as to why you didn't do your big one in the house when it came to that side of the house. Well, some people on that side of the house, let's be honest. So then they jump over to Coco, and they ask Coco about the whole situation, why she unlocked the door when the girls tried to get Jaden and Shay out of the room with their mattresses and try to get their stuff, try to kick them out of the house, Bad Girls Club style, right? Why Coco went and unlocked the door saying she held you hostage. So come to find out, Coco saying how she had said some kind of bullshit. She said that Jaden was talking to Bahati about a sense of talking like shit about her to Bahati, or like instigating some stuff between her and Bahati. I'm not sure, but it was something to that caliber about Jaden trying to be messy when it came to her in a situation that happened with Bahati and Coco. About when apparently when Bahati said that Coco was ducking smoke from Daisy, which you fucking were, but she says that Jaden was going back talking about it and like instigating and gossiping about it. So she says the reason she opened the door because she was being messy. And this is what I'm saying. So I knew Coco was being messy. Like, I never was one of those people that fell for that whole, oh, she's being hostage and all this other kind of shit. Like, honey, you talking about, like, honey, you know these bitches just came in here trying to kick me out. They want to get my stuff. I'm locking the door because I don't want them coming in here grabbing my stuff. You go unlock the door. You know they're going to come in here and get my stuff. So that's you being messy. Then when she called you out on it, you was trying to make it seem like you just didn't want to be hostage in this room with her. So, and then you finally admitted at the reunion that you was being messy. But on the show, you said you was being held hostage. So which one is it, Coco? See, this is why I don't like you, because you was a messy ass bitch. I knew you was a messy ass bitch when you started that whole beef between Baddies and Daisy and had their friendship fall out, and you and Daisy not even cool no more. So you just got called out for your shit. Like, you was being messy. That's what Jaden was talking about, and then you tried to, and you fought her because she called you out on it, just for you to admit it on the reunion a couple months later. Coco, get your life. Get your life, honey. Like I said, we ain't gonna never see you. We ain't gonna see you on this bitch no more. I'm so glad we don't have to see you no more. It's crazy. And then, yeah, so then that's what happened right there. So yeah, Coco, you a weird ass bitch. You weird. And then they talking, Jaden and Gloss Up have like a little back and forth, talking about Jaden reposting something shady. I don't care. I don't care. We moving past all that and everything like that. So then it wraps up with them trying to bring everybody back on stage so they can bring Daisy on stage, because Daisy has not been able to sit on the stage and do nothing because everybody wants Daisy's head, right? So Daisy comes on stage and she takes a shot of Natalie's Don Julio and everything like that. And again, like I was saying, Daisy, she always leaves herself open for somebody to come and get her. Like, honey, when you came on stage, you tell me you didn't see TT and Coco get up. Like, both of them stood up when Daisy came on stage, and while Daisy's taking a drink, TT just runs up on her and starts hitting her, and that's where the episode ends right there. And from what I could see, Bahati's run over there and hitting Daisy, and Coco's over there hitting Daisy. Now, they don't like each other, but they said, listen, we may not like each other, but we're gonna jump this bitch. I don't know whose side I'm gonna be on. I don't know whose side I'm gonna be on in that situation. I gotta wait until maybe my perception will change next week. But as of right now, Daisy, because you spit on Bahati, honey, you deserve to get jumped. But this is like, you getting jumped by, besides Bahati, you getting jumped by two bitches I don't like. So it's hard for me to have like a person to root for in that situation. But yeah, that's where the episode ended, y'all. So next week preview again, look like Daisy's getting jumped. They're giving out the 50K finally, but we know it's Bahati, and they're giving out the third chain. And then we see Erica's there. Erica showed up, my baby. She showed up, and her and Rellas get into it. Rellas, you've been begging for that fight. I hope you did your big one, which we know she did. And yeah, it finally wraps up. I don't understand why this reunion was in 3 parts. They literally could have took half of what happened in this episode and put it in part 1, and we could have had 2 parts. Like, Baddies Gone Wild, like I said, the season was really good, and then it started going down. So this season was not that amazing for y'all to have a 3-part reunion. It just wasn't. I'm sorry, it was not. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for you guys for this video. Before I get out of here, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do I gotta get anything else on my chest? Nope, that's everything. I will see you guys next week. Bye.